I told you, my teacher had
Hope you understand what you're about to get into. In 3 of my videos, I have mentioned a certain teacher of mine, a certain mentally unstable, addicted teacher. Given that one of those videos has over 7 million views at the moment, people are getting a little curious about this infamous educator from my past. Well, gird thy loins, explainers and entertainers. Because we're finally talking about it, here we go. This is the story of my emotionally abusive high school theater teacher. Now, because it is theater, I know I run the risk of sounding like a crybaby whining over their teacher not giving them the lead part in the play, and trust me, I completely understand people like that exist. I've been in theater a long time. But I'd like to think that this story has more to do with me being in an unhealthy authority figure relationship. I'm not a martyr here, I guarantee others have had it far worse, but this woman did her damage. We'll call her Medusa, and fun fact number 1, that was her actual nickname, and she wore it like a freaking badge of honor. No joke, she put up a sign on the backstage door that said, "Keep out, beware Medusa." Boy, that should have been a warning in more ways than one. Okay, so I met Medusa my first year of high school. She was the only teacher running the entire theater department, so no matter what type of theater class you took, she would be teaching it. She also ran the theater club and directed all the after-school plays. All casting decisions were left up to her. You're catching my drift. She had a totalitarian grip on every aspect of this theater department. There was no other adult there to balance her out or, more importantly, witness her behavior. Now, for some context about who I was back then. In high school, I was remarkably shy, socially awkward, a goody two-shoes, a nervous wreck, and I didn't really have any friends, even in the theater club. I was a doormat, to put it bluntly. But when I stepped onto a stage, I was a completely different person. I could be strong and brave, confident and clever. I could show the world what I was made of. Performing was my release, my therapy. I guess that's why I didn't immediately take a powder when I learned how crazy this theater teacher was. I was holding out for that one big part, that one chance to show everyone what I could do. And pleasing this woman was the key to what I wanted. Yeah, that won't lead to anything bad, I'm sure. So what made Medusa so awful, I hear you asking? Well, for one, she was incredibly unpredictable. You never knew what kind of mood she was going to be in or what was going to set her off. A joke she laughed at yesterday would offend her the next day. One day she's kind and supportive, the next day she's catty and vindictive. And because of her volatile nature, it was a gamble anytime you needed to ask her a question or ask for help. Sometimes she'd be decent enough, and then sometimes she'd blow up in your face for wasting her time with a dumb question. Ask someone else. It would take me a stupid amount of time just to work up the courage to ask her a question before chickening out and finding a different way around my problem. Though I think one of the most frustrating things about Medusa was her favoritism. Plain and simple, if you weren't one of her favorites, there was a very low chance of you getting a big part in a play. Or sometimes a part at all. I'm not saying she was shallow. No, that's exactly what I'm saying, because all of her favorites had 2 things in common. They were pretty, and they were popular. 2 skills your girl rolled a 0 on. Medusa also protected her favorites to an infuriating degree. One of them was a big bully of mine, and Medusa did absolutely nothing to stop it, even after I begged her to step in. I was talking to my mom about this script, and she told me that she once confronted Medusa about this bully at an after-school play, and Medusa was more concerned about him getting in trouble than what he was doing to me. Ooh, that is a very brave thing to say to a protective mother. Correction, that is a very brave thing to say to my mother. So yeah, if you weren't one of her favorites, you were stuck in the chorus, as they say. Hey, Becca, maybe you were just an awful actor. I mean, fair point. Maybe I just wasn't any good. Thing is, Medusa always gave me A's for my performances in the theater classes during the normal school days. Medusa even once rushed up to the stage after a dark, dramatic
You don't do
scene
theater class, Alex?
because she was so moved by my performance. So,
You don't do theater?
I got mixed signals from this woman all the time.
I said, do you do theater in your school?
Dang it, do you hate me or not? This cat and mouse treating me along emotional manipulation was what kept me hopeful. I'd think to myself, if I don't complain, if I do my best to do every little thing she asks of me, maybe one day she will throw me a bone. Maybe one day I will gain her favor and be given a good part in the play.
Because he's fucking tall.
He's taller than me. That's not good. That is not a healthy mindset to be in. That is an unhealthy relationship to have with anyone. But that was the story for me for 3 years of high school. However, when senior year came, something happened. And let me just set this up for you. Once when I was a freshman, I asked Medusa why she didn't give me a part in the latest play. And she told me, seniors take precedence in casting because they're graduating. And I thought, okay, well, I guess that makes sense. When I'm a senior, I'll be a priority. Come senior year, pretty much all of her favorites had graduated, and the only two senior actors left were me and this one other guy. In fact, a very large portion of the club had either graduated or left, so pickings were pretty slim that year for willing participants. Anyways, we were going to do the comedic play Noises Off. And in that show...
Like that.